Mobile filmmaking is the future. And while I don't see cinema cameras being replaced anytime soon, you can't deny that phones and tablets are now serious pieces of kit when it comes to shooting and editing videos. So without further ado, here are our top 5 tips to get cinematic footage from your phone. Okay, that was cool. Okay guys, 5 tips to help you shoot cinematic footage with your phone. Tip number 1, manual camera settings. You should be shooting at 24 frames a second, observing the 180-degree shutter angle rule, which means that when you're shooting at 24 frames a second, your shutter speed should be 48. You also should be using manual focus and locking in that exposure. Now, most native apps on phones don't allow you to do this. I use an app called Filmic Pro. I'll post a link in the description below. I've been using that for a long time and it's great. It gives me access to all the manual settings in my camera. Tip number 2, when you shoot in slow-mo, shoot at a higher frame rate. Don't forget to observe that 180-degree shutter angle rule as well. Now, while most phones have a slow-mo function on them, it's always better to have manual control and shoot at a higher frame rate and then slow it down in post. This will give you a much more professional result and much smoother slow motion footage. Tip number 3, this comes back to using a third-party app again. You should always try and shoot in a log or flat profile wherever possible. Shooting in a log or flat profile will allow you to have a lot more control over the look and feel of the project when you start editing. By the way, if you're finding this video useful, hit the subscribe button and click the little bell icon, that way you won't miss any of our future videos. Okay, tip number 4, this is super important. You should treat your phone like a cinema camera. Now, cinema cameras tend to be really big, heavy things, and they tend to be mounted to things like cranes and dollies. What this gives them is this signature, very slow, very smooth movement. And we have all come to associate this with cinema footage. So you need to treat your phone in the same way. Mount your phone inside a cage. Or put it on a gimbal. That'll help you to achieve this. But it's not absolutely necessary. With practice, you can develop those slow movements and that steady hand. A good tip if you're just starting out is to hold your phone with both hands at about waist height and keep your elbows into your body. Okay, tip number 5, colour grading in post, which comes back to one of the earlier tips that we talked about, shooting in a log or flat profile. Colour grading will give you complete control over the look and feel of your project and allow you to give a unified look to all of the clips that you've shot for that video. Not only this, but it also gives you creative control as well, so that if there's a certain look or feel you want for that project, you can achieve that with colour grading in post. That's it for now. Thanks for watching guys, see you next time.